Samsung may have a secret weapon up their sleeve in the folding phone department. So, more and more, we're seeing evidence of what might or likely be a Z Fold 8 Wide Edition, which would foreseeably come out this summer. And it's probably the most excited I've been about a foldable phone in a while. Now, I love the Z Fold 7. Samsung did a lot of amazing things with the Z Fold 7, made it thinner, lighter, better than ever, and this right here is a fantastic phone. Z Fold 7, absolutely love it, but they might be changing things up a little bit and making a wide edition fold, and this would be kind of in direct competition with Apple's reported iPhone Fold that we're expected to see later this year. And we have seen a lot of this stuff, and from what we've seen with there's even mock-ups and these dummy units that people have been making and getting their hands on that show the iPhone Fold being kind of a shorter screen but wider opening, very much like the Pixel Fold. And it's very interesting to me because the Pixel Fold, I love the design. I love the design and the dimensions. The problem that I had with it when it came out was I thought it was overpriced for what it was. They put the Tensor 2 chipset in it right as the Tensor 3 was getting ready to come out, and it had kind of, I thought, subpar cameras in it for the price. So there was stuff fundamentally I wasn't too crazy about with it, but it wasn't about the phone itself. Actually using the phone and the foldable design, I said I thought it was the perfect design, especially with the front, because the front was wider than most of the normal foldables. A little bit shorter stance, very easy to hold, but the front screen was perfect, especially whenever you would hold it sideways, you would watch videos and content and play games on it and things like that. And then when you open it up, it was basically kind of like a passport, like about passport size, and opened up, and then it would have that shorter, wider stance on it, very much like the Oppo Find N2. I really love that design. And I was not happy when they went away from that with the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, because I thought they were onto something. I thought that it was a special design. I thought that it worked well, and they just needed to spruce things up in like the processor and the camera department. And then they changed everything up. So the Pixel 9 Pro Fold kind of had a bad taste in my mouth whenever that one came out, because I didn't like the changes. They didn't give it time to take foothold. Well, they may have given up on that a little too soon, trying to chase the other phones and to make something that looks more like this. Of course, I have my Pixel 10 Pro Fold. It's floating around here somewhere. But we've been hearing about this for the last couple of months, and there were some leaked designs on it, on what it might look like. And supposedly when it's open, it's going to have like a 16:10 aspect ratio, which would make it even wider than the Pixel Fold, which makes me even more excited, because if we could take that concept, tweak it a little bit, and add that and kind of make it perfection. We know that Samsung, they're like the king of making foldable phones. Just when it comes to their design, their experience, this is the 8th generation that we're coming up on, and it should be separate from the Z Fold 8. Like we're expecting a Z Fold 8, and we're expecting the Z Fold 8 Wide. So if this Z Fold 8 Wide comes out, it competes with the design of the iPhone Fold. That will probably be the one that I gravitate towards, and the one that I will want to use and carry around, possibly even as daily driver material. And especially, like I said, I was a big fan of the Z Fold 6 and the 5, like those. I liked that thinner body style because it was very easy to hold on to, and then when you open it up, it was easy to hold one-handed. But the prospect of making it a little bit shorter, wider front screen, wider on the inside, it'll fix the remaining problems that we have with the Z Fold 7, which is a lot to do with gaming and content consumption, watching videos and things like that, because this square, more boxy design is just not ideal for whenever you're watching videos and you're consuming content and stuff like that. So let me pull something up here. Pull up one of my friend's videos, actually. Steve Alicious, if you ever watched him. But you can see like it's not really designed for this. And then if you turn it sideways, which let me go and do that. Yeah, so you get this letterbox effect. So it's like you've got this big screen, but then you've got all this wasted space up here, and you got all this wasted space down here. So the idea of taking that and optimizing it and making it better for those sorts of things, I think is a win-win. And I think people might actually really like that design. People were, I think, a little turned off because it was Google, didn't think it was worth it, didn't think it was worth the price tag, didn't like the hardware in it, just like I said with the Tensor 2. So if you can imagine putting like a Snapdragon 8 Elite Generation 5 all the know-how and all the history and all the experience that Samsung has in making it with the best screens out there in the business, and then turn around and give us basically like a Pixel Fold, but it be like the super Samsung Pixel Fold. I would love that, and I'm really excited about it. And we'll have to keep an eye on this and monitor it as we get things further out. We're still very, very early in the stages of looking at things like leaks and rumors and all that stuff. I don't buy into too much of it right now because we're so far out. We're just now fixing to get the S26 series phones here in just over a week. So if you've been living under a log and you're not aware, the Samsung Galaxy S26 series phones are coming out on February the 25th. They're going to have the Unpacked event out in San Francisco. I will be there for it. I'll be making videos. I will have day one coverage. I will have all sorts of stuff to bring to you guys. So that way, whenever it gets here, whenever the time gets here, in just a week and a half, I will have hopefully all the answers that you want. I'll have pricing information, pre-order information, deals information, hands-on time with the phones. And it's really exciting because Samsung, they lead off the year with their phones. It's like in the fall, we get the iPhone. Late summer, early fall, we get the Pixel phone. And then kind of as we get towards like the December and November timeframe, we start to see some of the early Chinese phones, or like what we get with Oppo or what we get with OnePlus, things like that. So those guys, they're at the tail end. And it's always been interesting to me that Samsung makes such a good phone. When it comes out at the beginning of the year, it's in the conversation for phone of the year, all the way up to the end of the year. And everybody else they're playing catch up and competing with the phone that came out basically 7-8 months earlier. So that's always, I think, been a good testament to what Samsung does with their phones and with what they do with the hardware and all that great stuff. So that'll be cool. We're expecting the foldable phones to come out probably around July again, June, July timeframe, maybe early August. That's when they like to push these phones out. They have the early winter release for the flagship phone series, and then the foldables during the summer. And we've already got 3 different foldable models from them. I mean, the Trifold just came out. That's something that's really cool, but it's like $3,000. You still can't really even get one because they're just releasing so few inventory because they didn't make a bunch of them. One, because they're crazy expensive. 2, they don't want to build a million of those things and then they sit on the shelves and depreciate, right? So it's kind of like an as-needed thing, feeling out the market, and then releasing them as they have more so that way people who want them can buy them. But Samsung kind of pioneered this stuff. I mean, we've had the Fold. This is the 7th generation of the Fold. We've got the Flip. The Z Flip, it is a fantastic phone. The Z Flip 7 has been solid. So this summer we're expecting the Z Fold 8. We're expecting the Z Flip 8. And then if everything lines up the way that we're hearing and seeing things, and if we can believe it, then the Z Fold, the Z Fold 8 wide, or whatever they might happen to call it, would presumably launch around the same time. And that is something I think is going to be a special phone because it'll be the first of its kind for Samsung, and then also a blueprint probably for what we're going to see with Apple, because we've been talking about the idea of an iPhone Fold for a very, very long time. I think this year is finally the year. And of course, Samsung's making the screen for Apple. It's not like Apple's making their own screen. Samsung is doing that. If you didn't know this, Samsung makes a lot of stuff that Apple uses. They make the screens that are in the iPhones now. So they know what they're doing. They do a great job. It'll be interesting to see what we get with the iPhone Fold. But I think the one that's most exciting for me is the prospect of the Z Fold 8 wide, or if they just call it the Z Fold wide, whatever they call it. I don't really care what they call it, but I can't wait till the summer to find out, and so I can go ahead and get my hands on one and test one out if it comes into fruition. But anyway, I've been following up and reading about a lot of this stuff lately. Really excited about that. But also, again, excited about the new phone. The new S-Series phone's coming out in just a week and a half. You can go ahead and reserve your pre-order now. It's available for that. And you can get up to, they're already telling us we can get to $900 in savings when the phone comes out, but they're giving us $150 in credit this year. So it's likely maximum $750 trade-in credit. For instance, if you trade in an S25 Ultra, $150 towards freebies, and then you can get the $30 if you go ahead and do the reserve your pre-order, which you can put towards a case, screen protector, charger, any of that crazy stuff. So a lot of excitement. I think 2026 is going to be an amazing year for phones. We got the Trifold. We're presumably getting the iPhone Fold, the Z Fold 8 wide. We've got at least 2 different physical keyboard phones that are coming out. The Unihertz Titan 2 Elite we're going to find in just a couple of weeks at MWC. Clicks Communicator later on this year. So I think this is going to be the most exciting, diversified portfolio of phones we've seen from manufacturers. probably since the old ages of phones, whenever everybody was just making all sorts of different designs like it was the Wild West. So this will be an exciting time. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited about the prospect of a wider Z Fold, shorter but wider stance that would be more ideal for, let's say, multimedia, gaming, and just change things up a little bit and get away from this boxy design? Let's talk about it. Go to the comments. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, you know where to go. Go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.